getting an unusual spat of warm weather. A lot of the snow has melted. I decided to take on a project that I've been wanting to do, but pushed off for quite a while. I decided to make chicken. Really easy and tasty. Chicken is easily one of my favorite pieces of meat. I know it's technically not meat, but I think all of us who like barbecue, who like flame grilled food, start off with chicken. Now, it may be easy, but it can be amazing if you focus and plan. Project is a burn barrel. I know I love my smoker, and definitely my go-to is always to smoke. But I also like the idea of using live fire in a way where the fire touches the meat. And I really focus on leaning into that rather than away from that. So the burn barrel is just a way, if you don't know, to make charcoal out of wood. That way you don't have to buy it, and also you kind of can play with the sizes. Instead of those briquettes, you get these little smaller pieces of charcoal, and it tastes a little less chemically as well. I definitely don't suggest doing what I did over here. Although the construction and the basic concept was correct, I kind of did something for dramatic effect that I would not recommend. Yeah, there it is. I drilled into this thing while the fire was in there. I know it's crazy, but I wanted to get that cool shot that you're about to see, and fire doesn't really bother me. Kind of like always been around it. Maybe it's the military history and so forth. Yeah, if you don't know, I was in the army for a bit, and I was in munitions, so fire does not bother me. Not at all. Now, the principle of a burn barrel is basically you create a chamber and you create a level for the wood to sit on, and it kind of gets strained, if you will, but strained through these steel rebar. And what happens is that the wood burns on top and the charcoal falls through the steel rebar, and you have charcoal. And you can easily take that charcoal and either apply it directly to the meat, meaning grill the meat on it, or you can use it for a heat source for your smoker. Many things you could do with it. brined the chicken in a buttermilk mix. It was mainly just buttermilk, but I also added some spice in there. I don't think the spice came through at all, so I'm really happy that I ended up spicing it. I always put salt in the cavity. You can also spice inside the cavity. I'm not sure if it really shines through, but it definitely is important to put salt in there. I'm not sure why, but just always done it, always will. And again, pepper, salt, your favorite rub. I went with salt first because I wanted to dry out the skin a little bit. Again, not sure if this is a must, but I figured I'd give it a shot. With the chicken, the skin doesn't get as bite through, if you will. I mean, I hate that word. I know it's a saying, bite through. So yeah, I figure salt first would probably dry out the skin a little bit. Here's to a maybe and a hopeful. Once the chicken was spiced and ready to go, the idea was to run it at around 275 till it gets to 140, 150, and then baste it, which you'll see we do. Another fun thing we try to do this time is smoked honey. Simple as pouring in some good local honey into a pan or jar, whatever you will, and just smoking it for 2 hours at low temps. Just watch it. It'll be fine. Matt's feature this week was cornbread. It was an Italian cornbread with some bacon, onion, and smoked honey, which was, I guess, our barbecue edge. I guess we could have made it a little more barbecue-y, but I want to have more fun with things and not be so rigid with the concepts. Yeah, it was, you'll see, it was good. By the way, get on to farm fresh eggs. You know, pasture-raised fresh eggs. They're just amazing. It's that color. A farmer once told me they get that rich color from the sun. Vitamin D, I guess, something of the sort. But I mean, if it's true or not, they taste and look better. So just get the good stuff. So here I'm basting the chicken with a little bit of olive oil, butter, and a rosemary sprig, or more than just a sprig, a few sprigs. Ended up spicing again because when you spray or you baste, you definitely take off your spice. So Chicken doesn't have a lot of flavor. Pork doesn't have a lot of flavor, so you want to keep on feeding it the spice. So yeah, that was my thought with that.
This looks like it's gonna be like insane.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Attention to it the whole time. Yeah, he doesn't want it.
No, you don't want it.
Our babies. Yeah, that's Sergio. I don't know if you caught him last time, but yeah, he's around sometimes.
How did you manage to use every single one? You get it used every one?
I'm looking for 165, 160. If you wanted to make sure that it was perfectly tender, I guess you could pull off at 155 and kind of tent it and let it carry over, but you'd probably mess up the skin. So you kind of want to go to 165 safely. You know, be careful. This is the make it or break it time. And yeah, I decided to baste and yeah, baste and spice. That was my game plan. I don't know if we captured the amazingness of this chicken. Now, I definitely sliced into the first one a little too hot. I was just hungry. But it was amazing. It was great. It was juicy. It was tasty. I would definitely recommend. The skin was also bite-ish through, not completely, but it was bite through.
Oh, it's so juicy.
This was a really cool take on cornbread. And cornbread is a barbecue staple. I love the way the bacon and the smoked honey and the onions, they all came together really nicely. I think next time I would either candy the bacon in the smoker. I think that would really take it over the top. With barbecue, more is more and less is less. So I would go for more every time.
It's hot.
I enjoyed this weekend. I hope you all had a great weekend. And next episode, we are doing something unique, something that talks about our heritage when it comes to food and when it comes to family. Definitely stay tuned for that episode. It should be a good one. On my end, it's simple, but Matt is going to have to do a lot of work. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.